This is a story about a fight, and fights are popular. We can't really have popular entertainment without fights. We love fights, but yeah, I mean the real kind of fights we have like boxing and kickboxing is really popular now, and those kind of fights have rules. They have what are they, referees, and they have rounds. You fight for 2 minutes, stop, 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 and no hitting below the belt. I'm not going to talk about those kind of fights. The kind of fights I want to talk about are fights. There were no rules. The kind of fights you just go until they stop, until somebody quits, until somebody relents. Fights where somebody is totally defeated. And these were all junior high fights. When I was a kid, I went to a really sweet by elementary school, Black Hawk Elementary School, and a lot of nice women teaching in those nurturing, kind-hearted, lovely people. To this day, I love thinking about some of those teachers that I had back in Black Hawk. Then I went to Edison, and man, that was a shock to my system. Edison was a totally different culture, and there were fights just about every week. There were fights, and all day long there'd be rumors. So and so's going to fight so and so. Oh my god, and we'd find out where the fight was, and after school we'd go there, and maybe 50 kids would show up, and I believe there's something about a crowd. It's like the sense of responsibility, the sense of decency diminishes the more people that are there. And you get even to a dozen, and it's like you all turn into bloodlusting savages. Fight, fight, fight. It's something like that happens. I saw a guy get his teeth kicked out. I saw a guy get his arm broken. Um, Fight, fight. One time, two of my friends got into a fight. They were not friends of each other, but each of them independently was my friend, and they decided to have a fight. And it was a big rumor, and a lot of people showed up, maybe 60 people. And it was in the parking lot of a church. There was a parking lot kind of behind the church, so you could fight back there during the week, and nobody would know you were back there. And all these kids show up. There's a hedge behind us, I remember. And man, one of my friends, he was just bigger and stronger and meaner than the other one. And he finally got on top of him, got his knees on his chest, and he just started strangling him. And I thought he was going to kill him. I mean, his face was turning blue, and we were just spellbound. We were just nobody's even talking. It was terrifying. And fortunately, there was an adult, a neighbor, that heard all the commotion. And he came around that hedge, and he saw what was happening, and he grabbed my friend Ray, and he yanked him off of my other friend. And I think maybe he saved his life. I think maybe we would have just stood there spellbound and watched Ray killed Lee. I think that could have happened. But that's not the fight I want to talk about. The fight I want to talk about is it was for me, I think, the most meaningful, most terrifying fight I ever saw. I was in eighth grade, and I was with my brothers, wintertime, and after school, we were waiting for my mom to come. My mom was a teacher in a different school, and she would come when she got done and pick us up, take us home. And so we're standing inside the school, inside a door, looking out at the parking lot, the back parking lot behind Edison. And man, there's two guys that we know, and these are scary guys. And I'm not going to use their real names. One of them is the Weasel. I'm going to call him the Weasel. And this guy, he's ninth grade, the oldest grade in our junior high, and he's tall. I mean, he looks like he's 18. And he's a famous shoplifter. According to rumors, he actually steals cars. I don't know if people say he got a girl pregnant when he was only 15, that kind of guy. And the other guy though is even more scary, and he's Junior Bluto. I'm making up that name, but he's from the Bluto family. The whole Bluto family is terrifying. There's nothing but guys in that family. They love fights. They're famous for fights. They go to parties just to get into fights, and they're all scary as crap. And Junior Bluto is the most scary of them all, as far as I'm concerned. He's not the biggest one in the family, but he's like the meanest. Uh, one time, nobody fights him. I mean, nobody. Everybody's terrified of him. Nobody comes. Who would fight him? You'd have to be insane to fight Junior Bluto. I remember one guy. There was a guy kind of pretended he once got into a fight with Junior Bluto and beat him. He said, and Junior finally hears about this, and he drags him down one day outdoors, that guy's got on his bicycle, and Junior just takes his bicycle away from him and throws it into a creek. Come on, Big Mouth, you want to fight? Let's go. And Big Mouth shut his mouth and slunk off. I mean, his bicycle had been stolen from him by Junior in front of other kids, and he did nothing. That's the reputation that Junior Bluto had. But what's happening is the weasel is taunting him. I'm shocked. I can't believe it. There's just nobody there. There's me and my brother inside the school, and then there's Junior Bluto and the weasel outside. And the weasel is he's like making fun of him. And I mean, Junior is not verbal. He's not going to come back with a lot of repartee or smart comebacks or anything like that. But he's got this look in his eye, and I think the weasel is going to be killed right before my eyes. I think Junior Bluto is going to get a hold of him and bear hug him and just fall on top of him and crush him. There's just no doubt in my mind that that's gonna, and I cannot believe it's like, what is inside the weasel? Some kind of horrible death wish, and he's like laughing and dancing around like he thinks he's Muhammad Ali, and they come together, and a shocking thing happens to me. The weasel kicks Junior Bluto right in the nuts, and he kicks him hard in the nuts. It's hard to get through life if you're a guy and not get kicked in the nuts or hit in the nuts or something. And it's a horrible, horrible feeling. Guys throw up because of that. I in my older years, I have passed kidney stones, and it's excruciating and it's horrible. I think I would rather pass a kidney stone than get kicked in the nuts. And this weasel kicks him hard. Junior like lifts up a little bit. He's getting kicks so hard, and he staggers back, and I'm just, you know, and but Junior Bluto does not go down. He gets this kind of glazed look in his eyes, and he comes back. It's just shocking to me. Like, I don't know how you could get kicked like that and come back for more. He comes back for more, and the weasel just gets this nasty look on his face, and he kicks him a second time. Same place, just wham, so hard that Junior Bluto goes back against the wall of the school, this brick wall, and he's just his tears are coming down his eyes. He's pale as a ghost. I don't know how you could survive the first kick and the second kiss. I mean, he kicks him hard, like you're kicking a football or something like that. He just nails him. And now there's this sort of sickening grin on the face of the weasel, and he's not talking now. He's just kind of watching this. It's like a kind of scientific curiosity. Like, how can anybody survive a second kick like that? Damn, the Junior Bluto, it's like he's like something in a movie or something like that. He comes off of the wall and he spreads out his arms, and his eyes are just sort of glazed, and there's like spit coming out of his mouth, tears coming down in his eyes, and he just rushes at Weasel. He just charges at him like he's a bull, and he gets kicked a third time. The Weasel kicks him as hard as he can a third time, and I'm just sickened, and I think he's dead. Junior goes back against the wall, and he slides down the wall, and his eyes have gone up in his head. I think he's dead. I don't know how 3 kicks like that there. And Weasel gets kind of a disgusted look on his face, and he stalks off. And then the most amazing thing happens to me. The most amazing thing is Junior Bluto. It's like he comes back from the dead. He pulls himself up. He's like working his back against the wall. It's just some amazing feat of willpower. To this day, I've never seen. I mean, he got kicked 3 times in the balls, and he's coming back from that, and he's working his way up. And by this time, Weasel's, I don't know, 30 feet away, and Junior Bluto, he's now standing up there. He's got his arms out. He's like King Kong or something. Come back, come back, come back. And, yeah, that's what always happens in these kinds of stories. The clever guy always wins. Odysseus defeats the Cyclops. Theseus defeats the Minotaur. The stupid bull always loses in these the stories. There's some kind of primitive mythic ritual, and that's what's supposed to happen, I guess. It's like the triumph of cleverness and intelligence over brute strength. But that time, watching um, watching Junior Bluto, I didn't even like Junior Bluto, but there was something about it. I don't know. I don't know what I think of fights. It was like I got a terrifying glimpse into the heart of violence, which is sickening and beautiful and evil. And all I know is after that, I never again wanted to watch a fight.